Aquarius, hello and welcome to your summer 2024 shape shift reading. We're looking at the shape you're shifting out of, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shape shift looks and feels like for the summer season. I'm Andy, I'm your reader, and I'm joined today by the Krans set. We've got the Animal Oracle, we've got the Archetypes, and we've got, of course, the Wild Unknown. So we're going to be using all of these and more to look at your shapeshift for the summer. These readings are meant to be viewed at the beginning of the summer, at the midpoint of the summer, and then again at the end to look back in hindsight and see how you've shifted. So be sure you're checking in with those readings throughout the whole summer season. Trust me, there's magic in the rewatch. Okay, Aquarius, what is your shapeshift for this summer? It's too many cards. Hummingbird, very summer energy. What else? Okay. Oh. Whoa. Oyster. Shifting from the hummingbird to the oyster, or is it vice versa? Let's just keep them there and see what your shapeshift looks and feels like through the archetypes, and then we'll know. Okay. What does this shift look and feel like for Aquarius? Whoa. All of those? Oh. 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 Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is correct. So interesting. It is actually a shift from the hummingbird to the oyster, because look at this. It shows your shapeshift as the cave and the womb. So it's like the hummingbird needs to go into the cave space of the oyster, like into this like womb space. Really strong Cancer energy. Needs to go into this enclosed space, because the outcome, it's the medallion, it's the pearl. And on the bottom of the deck is the gem. So thank you. This reading made that very, very clear. All right, how am I going to arrange this? Let's do it like that. The womb, the cave, the gem, the medallion. It's like, I mean, let's look at this together. It's like if you had any doubt that you need to go into this more like interior, internal, deep space within you in order to come out the other side with some sort of illumination, some sort of like radiant, beautiful pearl, medallion, gem, like this is the thing, but it's only found in the deep, dark places that are hard for us to open, hard for us to see, hard for us to get inside of, but it's worth it. And I think for a character like the hummingbird, it can feel really hard to do something like that, because the hummingbird is so light, especially like it's like the bird of the summer season, you know. It's like everything is so bright and beautiful and social and like flitting from here to there and light, airy, joyful. How could you seclude yourself into the cave womb space when there's so much aliveness happening outside? But if you do, Aquarius, it seems like this summer there is some kind of magic, some kind of pearl, some kind of gem that you will discover if you are able to sort of go into that deep space and find that oyster and pry it open. Wow, really cool. If you are someone that loves a deep dive, I would go into a deep dive on how pearls are made inside of oysters, because I think there's something in that for you. And I feel like I should probably just pause this reading and get into that, but you know what? We'll do that in the extended. Let's pull more cards, or let's read about it rather. Okay. So if you're not going to join me in the extended, then like please do that on your own. Please go look up how oysters make pearls, because there's something in that process that is like explaining your summer shapeshift. Okay. So let's look at the hummingbird. Positive, enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful. Inside the oh, interesting. Inside the tiny hummingbird, okay? Inside the hummingbird resides an endless well of energy and positivity. The hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar, and it returns to these sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. The sacred elixir springs from many sources, but usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. Follow the way of the hummingbird and you cannot go wrong. Every droplet of life becomes sweet, every moment worth savoring. When in balance, the hummingbird is smart, curious, loves to learn. When out of balance, the hummingbird is pushy, insistent, and sharp. To bring into balance, take a class. Take a class. First of all, hummingbirds are really pushy. If you've ever had a hummingbird feeder, you know what I'm talking about. They will buzz straight by your head and be like, fill my hummingbird thing. It's a little intense. Okay. So interesting. They're talking about something that of like inside the hummingbird is this endless well of positivity and energy. I love that. Let's hold on to that and look towards the oyster. Patient, secret keeper, hiding hidden treasures. Yeah, you are, Aquarius. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires in life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see it. When in balance, the oyster feels blessed, generous, and masterful. When out of balance, reluctant, gripping, clamming up. To bring it into balance, share something. Learn something and share something. Aquarius. Learn it and share it. Go into the cave womb space. Find that thing that is inside of you and gem medallion, bring it out. Bring it out into the open. The hand offering it up. Out where others can see it. That's so interesting. Like go into the parts of you that you kind of clam up and hide from everybody else. Like go bring it out. Let others see it. I actually love then that the hummingbird is here, because it's not necessarily that you're shifting out of hummingbird into like a reclusive space. No, you are hummingbird. You contain this endless well of positivity and energy and radiance. Go inside, get that pearl, and bring it out. I mean, look how radiant the oyster is as well. That emanation is coming from deep inside of it. It's just a matter of you like letting it out into the open. Okay, let's just, I'm not gonna read all of these, because I think the womb, the cave, these are pretty obvious. I love how even like the hands are sort of hiding something here in this cave card. And then the hand in the medallion is just like bringing it out into the open. So let's focus on this thing that you're bringing out into the open. Let's read the medallion. L-I-X. Whoops. Whoops. Almost there. Bear with me. Yes. Oh, that's wild, because in the book, in the sequence, the nectar, it's the nectar and then the medallion. What? The nectar from inside the hummingbird? Okay, the nectar, the medicine, the elixir, the garden. In Hindu mythology, there's a miraculous substance known as amrit, or nectar, that contains infinite healing power. This golden nectar, or sacred elixir, is the drink of immortality, and like its sister substance, soma, it's known to activate subtle, intelligent forces that ease the mind, body, and spirit. Though esoteric, these images lead us to the central energy of this archetype, the sweet, potent, heavenly essence that lubricates our spirit back to life. Yes, hummingbird. The nectar card calls us to identify and relish in places, practices, people, and activities that regenerate and heal. Medicine is needed, and it comes in subtle forms that you may be overlooking. Seek the most sensuous, fragrant flower in the garden you may have forgotten. Don't underestimate this remedy. It is said when someone has activated this substance within, it is reflected in their shimmering eyes. There is a substance within that I think you have forgotten or have been sort of like sheepishly clamming up around or hiding, but it is radiating from your eyes, Aquarius. You got to go get it. You got to go out and get it, because that is your healing. That is your medicine. That's how you heal the Aquarius part of your chart. Whatever house it's in, doesn't matter. You might not even have any planets in there, and this reading is for that part of your chart. Okay. That's how I use tarot and astrology. Okay, fine. We'll read the medallion, though. That's what we came here to do. The amulet, the talisman, the heirloom. The passing on of sacred objects is an ancient ritual within families, between lovers, in tribes across the globe. We gift jewels, treasures, keepsakes, and mementos of all kinds, some of great material value, others that hold emotional resonance, and still others with both. Yet when these gifts are bestowed upon us, it is important to recognize that they may bind us to an unspoken agreement or promise. When the medallion card appears, be aware of how the objects you hold dear may be embedded with unconscious energy or expectations. Materials hold consciousness, and it's time to reconcile the vibration of the objects around you. What do you covet and collect? Why? Is there an object you have held onto for years that you're ready to release? Perhaps it's time to reach for the medallion that aligns with your deepest values. Interesting. I actually like that the book brought us to nectar, because I'm not really resonating with this like ancestral object meaning, although if it's specific for you, cool. But it feels more to me like we needed to get to the nectar, that we needed to get to there's like something inside of you that is ready to be found, ready to be released, ready to be like, take your own medicine, heal, and like part of taking your own medicine is then also sharing it and revealing it to others. So I think actually we want to go towards the gem, which is just a few pages back. The inner treasure. This is what we want to read. There are infinite names for the gem. It is also known as the jewel, the star, the talent, the gift, the gold, okay? One thing is for certain, is that it's found deep within a substance, oyster, that is very much unlike it. For example, a diamond in a rough, a pearl in the oyster. The gem always stands in contrast to its surroundings. You can't find it when you're among comforts and pleasantries. Precious stones develop slowly deep within the earth amid pressure and darkness. Discovering the gem requires a descent beneath the surface, where there is no definitive map, and yet the longing to touch the true gem within us is so strong we cannot help but seek out its radiance. Your gem, like your destiny, is unlike any other in the entire world. Keep digging. This is what I'm talking about, because Aquarius, I want you to go watch the Capricorn reading. You're both Saturn ruled in traditional astrology, and so there is something that you share in common always, and they have a very different take on it, but they had a similar thing of like, there's something lurking in the depths that you need to go see and then say, reveal it out. And this is a really beautiful take on that. It's like part 2 of that reading is like, okay, not only that, it's not only that literal, but there's something within you that's like been sort of developing for many years, and it's time to maybe share it with the world or acknowledge it in this much more public way. You don't need to keep it hidden anymore. Inner treasure. Okay, cool. This is so long already. Thank you for joining me for this part of the reading. If it is resonating with you and you'd like to continue on with me as I use other decks to clarify, click the link in the description box below and that will take you to the shifting space. This is where we investigate these readings together over the course of the summer season. We will watch readings together. We will loop in the astrology. We'll share our personal shift experience and collective shift experiences in an ongoing investigation season after season. If this is something that is interesting or feels supportive to you, I really hope to see you there. And we'll watch the rest of this reading together. Okay. Aquarius, you know you can book personal readings with me at unseenhandstarot.com if you're looking for a more personal one-on-one experience. All right, let's get to clarifying. Let's look at this hummingbird. I feel like I've given you an entire reading already. Like, it feels really epic. Okay. Whew. I like lost track of time, it feels. Let's just